Okay, so we're going to attempt to make this work. I am trying Descript for the first time, and I'm going to try to record a podcast episode at the same time. Now, usually when I record my podcast episodes, I put a blanket over myself and I have pillows everywhere, and I'm not in a very large empty room. Well, today I am. So we'll see how that goes. So, the episode today that I will be recording is called Confrontation. I'm not going to give you a lot of background about it. I'll just tell the story and see how that goes for everybody. So, let me see if I can move this over that way. All right. So, you only see me, you don't see my screen, which is fine because, well, you don't need to see my screen. And I look so glorious. So, Confrontation. All right. I have my lemon water here. Let me start with the lemon water. Get myself all freshed up. Now, here we go. Confrontation. Maybe I should try that again. Confrontation. Or how about confrontation? No, that doesn't sound right. Confrontation. Wet Wisconsin summer air tempers my body's day labor generated heat. Even with my marked coveralls taken down to the waist and my undershirt removed, I'm only just cool enough for the ride back to the camp after splashing what's left of the water in our bucket over my head. Come on, Freddie, hurry up! It's movie night! Max yells from the back of the 2.5-ton Ford truck we took out to the cornfield this morning. Emil jumps into the cab, taking the afternoon driving shift so our American guard, John, can nap in the passenger seat during our half-hour drive back to Camp Fox Lake. I drive aboard the back of the truck, throwing the empty water buckets against the cab as I take my seat against the side rail. I'm going to miss this when they send us home, now that the war is over. Coming back from the Spitzer farm in the back with the other men in my bunk, I can't help but feel good about another day's work. What is it? I should rewrite this because that doesn't sound good. Coming back from the Spitzer farm in the... no. So you have the cab and what's the back of the truck called? The bed. That's it. Okay. Coming back from Spitzer farm in the bed of the... Coming back from Spitzer farm in the bed of the truck with the other men in my bunk, I can't help but feel good about another day working the land. Even thousands of miles from home, all I want to do is work the land. It's all I ever wanted and all I'll ever want. The half-hour drive goes quick because Max and Jonah compete to see who can belch the loudest while the rest of us tempt them with new English words to say as they project forth swallowed air. As we enter the camp, we see the other men beginning to assemble in the hall for tonight's movie. I hope we see Greta tonight, Jonah declares, jumping in with his predictable request. Liam once again offers his desire. Dorothy for me! I should probably do that in a different voice. Dorothy for me! Dorothy for me, every time! I'm just hungry. We shuffle into the hall where a table of sandwiches is piled high directly in front of about 200 folding chairs lined up perfectly before the white screen. Grabbing 2 sandwiches and a cold Coca-Cola, I take a seat next to Emil, not too far from the projector where one of the guards is fumbling with a small reel, rather than the bigger ones that signal a full-length feature. Probably another why we fight today. Emil bumps me in the ribs before speaking in my ear. Likely gonna show how they're beating the Japs. Nodding agreement, I take a bite into a ham sandwich as the film starts up and the lights turn off. The first image comes onto the screen, but it's blurry as the guard working the projector fine-tunes the focus. As the image becomes clear, a pile of emaciated bodies fills the screen. I stop chewing. These are the dead, some with striped rags, probably remnants of clothes draping parts of their corpses. My hand slowly falls, letting the ham sandwich fall apart on my leg as the camera pans across a wide area full of piles of these dead bodies. Where is that? What is this? Oh. What is this? Someone up front yells out, "Shut it!" The guard next to the projector replies in a gruff and unfamiliar voice. He's not one of our regular guards. Moving from the piles of bodies, the camera then centers upon a small group of skeletons standing behind barbed wire. Each is in similar striped clothes, almost like pajamas, with symbols on their chests. Are these prisoners of war? Someone else calls out. Whose prisoners are these? No, these are civilians put into Nazi death camps. One of the guards counters. Death camps? Voices in the film begin talking about the prisoners, the camps, the bodies we continue to see as the film progresses. Emil's leg jerks as the image of a pile of dead children next to piles of shoes comes onto the screen. His leg knocks over my forgotten Coca-Cola, which I had placed on the floor. Why children? Without looking down at the streaming Coca-Cola, I can sense its cool liquid flowing around my right foot. Another gruesome image of a mangled body comes on the screen to the masculine voiceover declaring, "This is one of the many camps liberated in Germany and Poland." Did the others have children too? I can't stand watching anymore. How do I get out of here? My hands rise from my lap to cover my eyes. I don't want to see any more of this. We didn't fight for that. We didn't fight for that! Max yells 3 seats over. Ooh, that's probably pretty loud. Max yells 3 seats over. I just wanted to be a farmer, not a soldier. My eyes shut. At the close of World War II, more than 425,000 German prisoners of war were housed at more than 700 camps throughout the United States. Following the liberation of Nazi concentration camps throughout occupied Europe, America's leaders felt it would be important for these POWs to understand the full extent of what their country had done during the war. The documented proof of the Holocaust was shown to these German POWs in what was called forced confrontation. Many Germans could not accept that their country had committed these acts. Others responded with shock, anger, amazement, and pure horror. In one instance, more than 1,000 prisoners at Camp Butnerin, I'll have to look that up, North Carolina, burned their German uniforms. There is still strong debate about how much regular German soldiers knew of the Holocaust. Members of the SS units knew very well what actions they were taking, yet arguments abound that the average German soldier knew little, if anything, about what was going on, despite such activities taking place across their homeland and occupied territories where they traveled and visited often. All right, well, that only took 8 minutes and 42 seconds. So there you go. That is me attempting to record a story. I have no idea how this recording is going to come out. I'll have to edit that. But at least now I have a video, so I can share that with anybody who wants to watch it, I guess. Or maybe nobody at all. We'll see how that goes. All right, I'm going to stop recording now, and we'll go to editing. Take care.